Well, hi there, I'm Red, and today we are embarking on a whimsical journey. What might that journey be, you ask? Well, I know you've always wanted to paint a self-portrait, we all have. So today I'm going to show you how to do that, but with an extra twist. And if you're anything like me, you love classical paintings and statues. Up next, we're going to learn how to make our own references for our self-portrait, and then we're going to get to painting. Oh, that's aesthetic. Alrighty. We got the setup. It's not a professional setup. So I've got my background, my dress, got my lights so it can cast upon my muscles. And I went out into the woods and found 2 sticks and then put string on them. I feel like this one probably looked better, but it can't go back as far and then it becomes whoop. That. I mean, it does the same thing. It's for reference, it's fine. I also haven't used a bow and arrow in years. I used to be pretty good at it, actually. Pew, here we go. Wrong one. Haha, doom, boom. Now, with our reference next to me, I'm going to just stare at that and take photos. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna hook it to the corner. I'm really good at explaining things. Okay, so it's an odd motion. And I exaggerated the pose in the sketch already. And I'm thinking a leg up. Tips of the fingers. It's so hard to get the kind of poses I want for these things because I'm always thinking of Renaissance paintings. And Renaissance paintings have a weird mixture of strong and sturdy while also being limp. So yeah, reference photos. Dunzo. This is why I'm not allowed to go in the woods. Because if I go in the woods, I will find just random shit like this. And I'm like, oh, it's so whimsical. First things first, we have to actually mush all of the references together. I like to do this so it's as close to the sketch as possible, or the draft sketch. That way I don't have to use my brain as much. And I don't have to keep looking between reference photos and then picking like how I want the arm to look. I'm a very, very visual person. I have a fair understanding of anatomy, but when it comes to stuff like this, I really, 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 really like references. So I'll usually take multiple pieces from different reference photos, lay them on top of each other, and then kind of contort them until it looks natural, but it's closer to the exact pose I was trying to replicate. Since I don't have multiple cameras with this setup and I only have my phone, there's only going to be like this shot and then maybe a shot of me drawing every now and again. So I apologize for that in advance. And I know it's probably dumb to highlight on that, but I feel bad about my setup. As much as I love this vibe, you know, all of this, I kind of want to get into something cozy, so before we really get started, I'm gonna go change. Did you think... I'm getting caught on a nail. Oh my god. It wasn't going to be a whimsically cozy fit? You fool! So I can't begin to describe how weird this is, filming myself drawing, especially since I haven't done this in very long years. It feels weird! It's odd, but we'll get there. We will persevere. So we have our first S curve. And I'm exaggerating this because I have not been formally instructed upon any of these things. So we're just gonna go with what I do and ignore if it's wrong. Imagine that arm is too long. So one thing that I struggled with a lot when I first started doing art for other people was I wanted to be a hyper-realistic artist, and that is a very dumb goal. Not that being a hyper-realistic artist isn't like the coolest thing ever, but it's just, talk about a way to make yourself feel bad about your artwork. Not being perfect and exact and realistic, because I always struggled with proportions and shading and color. Like, I never had enough patience to draw every single pore and wrinkle. Hyperrealism is a very scary thing to me. It's super cool, but it made me feel bad about everything that I was doing because I couldn't do that. I didn't have the patience. I can barely draw from an eye outward without the proportions and everything looking like absolute. But once I got into digital art, it kind of helped me to realize what I actually wanted from my work. I used to do things like take the color picker, go back and forth between the photo and the drawing over and over and over again. And it would be very, very realistic, but I had zero understanding of color theory, and I didn't understand things like shading very well, so I started practicing in black and white portraits, which helped a lot. I had to remember that art is an exaggeration of reality, and that really helped me to kind of like, oh, okay, so what I'm doing is okay. I don't need to make it hyper-realistic to make it a cool art piece. And for me, gesture and figure drawing helped me to exaggerate the forms that I was referencing. It's my Bob Ross speech for the day, I guess.
This reminds me, I do need to get a word in from our advertisers today. Uncontrollable sadness.
I'm in such a difficult place right now, what with, you know, being a ginger. So I feel sad a lot of the time, more so recently, which is why I went in to get my blood work done, and the results came back. Everything was fine, except I'm terminally deficient in vitamin D. Of course, being the person I am, I'm stuck not being able to fix the problem. I'm kind of like a modern day Icarus, if Icarus had no real aspirations. Imagine everyone telling you to not get too close to the sun. So as a result, you stay away from the sun. But because you do that, there are no happy chemicals in your body. So then you go outside to see what everybody's talking about with all this sun's good for you talk. And you're reminded in the first 5 minutes that you have no melanin in your skin and you get first-degree burns. So the whole concept of not going into the sun doesn't even apply to me here. It's like that one scene at the end of Blade 2 where Wesley Snipes is holding that girl. He decides to fall in love with at the last second. Being anywhere that the sun can see me is dangerous in itself. So now I'm just going outside to see how long it takes for my skin to melt off just to make my brain happy.
Coloring from Greyscale can be super intimidating. You don't want the colors to be too muted, but you also don't want everything to be an overly saturated nightmare, which can easily happen. Now, the colors I use as examples on screen here aren't actually as vibrant as you'd think. I do my best to be patient and just work with as many layers as it takes until I get the results I'm looking for. They're all closer to gray or the less saturated side of your palette. I also use muted colors since they don't end up being too vibrant with the layer modes. After adding some final details, it is time for the reveal.
Don't mind me being a little stuffed up still. I've been dying from the flu for days. Instead of doing the same old wrap up for this kind of a thing, since it wasn't really like a big project, it was just a drawing, I had a friend bring me this. We're gonna give it a shot. Ow! Just stabbed myself. Not the arrowhead part.
Go away, you're so cute. Oh my god, it's just the same exact spot.
I think I always had an easier time with it when I just pulled it back and released immediately. Yeah, like that. All right. We're just gonna pretend it's all in the middle.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're new here, welcome. I upload every other week, and I'll let you know if it's gonna be more than that. I'm trying to do projects that don't take me a month to make, so I actually can upload every other week. So yeah, see you in 2 weeks. If not, maybe a little bit more. I'll let you know on the Patreon or my socials. I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see ya.